Does violence in video games, movies, and television affect children's behavior? There have been many arguments that would indeed agree that media violence affects the behavior of children. Others would also say that it depends on how the child is raised. There have been studies that show that the connection between TV violence and aggressive behavior affected only some children who were already classified as aggressive and only in some environments. What is shocking is that children are exposed to television more than any other mass medium. 5-year-olds watch about 2 hours of TV every day, and 8-year-olds watch about 3 hours of TV every day. They use TV for fantasy, diversion, and instruction. Like all humans, different children show different effects. They can also be affected at any age, but younger kids are much more vulnerable because they are more easily impressionable. They have a harder time distinguishing between fantasy and reality. They cannot easily discern motives for violence, and they learn by observing and imitating. Children who are exposed to a significant amount of movie and TV violence are more likely to exhibit aggressive behavior, attitudes, and values. Their antisocial and aggressive behaviors can increase. They may become less sensitive to violence. Children might view the world as violent and mean, becoming fearful of being a victim of violence. They might even desire to see more violence in entertainment in real life. And even worse, they could view violence as an acceptable way to settle conflicts. Violence is a leading cause of death for children, adolescents, and young adults, more prevalent than disease, cancer, or congenital disorders. A movie named Natural Born Killers is about a young couple going on a crime spree, killing 52 people and becoming media stars in the process. In 1995, 2 teenagers went on a crime spree that was allegedly influenced by Stone's film. John Grisham wrote an essay in response to this event, which was entitled Unnatural Killers. Here he argues that filmmakers and film studies need to either stop glamorizing violence or be held legally responsible for crime sprees like the one he describes. It is likely that whether they had seen Natural Born Killers or a Tom and Jerry cartoon, the night before their first crime, Ben and Sarah would have behaved in exactly the way they did. They were already deeply disturbed youths with history of drug and/or alcohol abuse and psychiatric treatment with negative parental pasts. If that movie caused those two to go off and murder people, then there would have been many more crimes like that. The media affects everyone differently, whether it is a television program, a movie, or a video game. Violent video games may be more harmful than violent television and movies because of the interaction. Playing violent video games like Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, or Mortal Kombat can increase a person's aggressive thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Young men who are already aggressive may be vulnerable to the aggression-enhancing effects, especially with repeated exposure to violent games. But the child also has to be taught right from wrong. There should also be an age limit of when a child can play a violent game or watch a movie containing violence. The companies already have a rating system for these things, but parents need to follow them. It should be based on the child's maturity level and the parent's ability to teach their child what is good and bad. I don't necessarily believe that 2 teenagers are going to play a video game or watch a movie and then turn around to do the same actions as seen. Committing murder is a great example because a child by the age of 9 or 10 should know already that killing someone is not a good thing. In conclusion, it depends on the child and his or her background to determine whether something like a game or a movie will actually affect his or her actions and behavior. With Ben and Sarah, the movie itself did not actually cause the crime spree. They were both already disturbed and probably would have done something else anyway, or the same action. The movie influenced the idea, but something was going to happen anyway. Parents should try to keep violence out of their child's life until they are mature enough or at a certain age where they can determine right from wrong. Parents are also good role models. If we don't cuss, drink, do drugs, etc. in front of our children, they are more likely to follow the path you are taking and make better decisions in their life.